My name's Ann again, and I'm going to start off with assisted living. I've been doing these rooms for many years with Marilyn from a long, long time ago, and it's nice to see a few of these people that I haven't seen for a long time and get reintroduced to them, and they're looking great, so it's nice to see you all that I have known from many years ago. With assisted livings, how many of you are familiar with assisted livings? Okay, quite a few. Okay, as you know then, assisted living world has changed a lot from many, many years ago. A lot of people come and say, oh, I don't want to go to assisted living, my grandmother was in one, and things have really changed. If you pick a good assisted living, their goal is to keep you as independent as possible. That is their goal. That's what they want to do. They want to keep you moving, they want to keep you going longer and stronger. But the way they can help you is by giving you some resources that are easy at your fingertips. And those resources are meals. What a big difference, you know, when you eat 3 meals a day that is nutritional, you don't have to worry about going to the store to get them. You go down and you have nice camaraderie with your table mates, and you get 3 good meals a day. That is very important for balance, nutrition. Just the 3 meals a day, I've seen people come in and just getting that has helped them tremendously. The other thing that really helps with a lot of people, especially with the Parkinson's community, is medication management. That is a big thing. I know for all of you that have to take your medicines on a time schedule, that's very important. With the assisted livings, you have a nurse that's on staff so that if your medicines are given very timely, which is very important, and also they can manage it to know how you're doing on those medications, are they working for you, what do they need to tell the doctor. They have a trained eye that they're looking at you every day in a normal home setting. But they can pick out some things that they might notice that you might not notice, and it can be something simple with the medications. So that's a real plus to be in assisted living for that. Just that simple thing is medication management. Also at night when you have to take that, I think it's the sediment that you have to take at certain times at night, you know, the nurse is right there. She can come to your bed, give you the medication, take it, and you can go back to sleep. I mean, those things make your life a little bit easier, which is very important. The other wonderful thing about the assisted living is to keep social, even though it's hard to get out, which is nice. You know, you can come down and watch music. You can come down and there's usually they have exercise, chair exercise. So you're not having to go far. You can come here. We offer transportation to come to places like this, which is very important. So it just kind of helps your life keep going, but just with a little bit of extra help that might make the stress kind of take off of you, which will make you a little bit easier to keep going and be happy and enjoy your life that you have. The other big part of assisted living where I see it benefits Parkinson's community is the falling issue. The falling issue, I know that a lot of times that's a big deal with falling. What's nice is that if you do fall, there's always a pull cord, and there's always someone there 24/7. And what's nice is that they can usually tell if you're okay or if you really do need to have some medical attention. And sometimes that's a scary thought when you're home just yourself or with your spouse and you fall and you're not sure, you know, are you okay, are you not okay? To have that medical eye just kind of watch and say, you know what, you are okay, that's a big burden taken off of you. And okay, they say I'm okay till tomorrow, or you know, till I can go see the doctor. Or they're going to say, you know what, you really need to go. And that's going to be a big difference. That's going to be a load off your mind, that you have another set of eyes to help you through those times in the middle of the night when you have to make some of those decisions. So those are things, in assisted living we all offer the same services: housekeeping, laundry, entertainment, transportation. But when you're going to look at an assisted living, what I want to stress to you is it's got to feel right for you. I think that is the biggest issue, is when you walk in, how you feel. How does it make you feel when you're there? Do you feel like you want to be there? Those are very important. We're all different, but we all have our niches. Some places are large and have tons of activities. Some places are smaller and intimate and have activities, but is a little calmer. It's all different things. Some activities specialize in the arts. Some places, their activities specialize in religious aspects. So, you have to find out what's important to you and realize that every assisted living kind of specializes in their own things. So you want to find out what's their culture, what's their feel of when you go. The other thing I know that I see throughout the years of doing this, that the Parkinson's community has really taken advantage of, is called the respite care. Now, what the respite care is that is when you want to go for just a week or 2 or 3 weeks. We've had many residents, their spouse needs to go to visit their children in London or, New York, but they don't want to leave the Parkinsonian person home alone. So what they do is then they sign up and they will come for a 3-week stay or a 2-week stay. And it's very enjoyable. And what's nice is then the spouse can go on their trip that they need to take, and have peace of mind that you're okay, that nothing's going to happen to you. And if something does happen to you, there's someone there to help you 24/7. And that is a real relief. We've had one Parkinson's family that Marilyn and I know. Tom, he used to come and stay with us, and then he would take the SCAT bus, because the SCAT bus comes right to our community, and he would take the SCAT bus and go to the YMCA and then come back. And he would come about, probably 3 times a year. And we would his wife would call and say, I need to go visit our daughter. Okay, fine, let's set it up. The trick is, though, in a lot of the communities, when you're going to do respite care, you have to have the availability. So the tricky part is a lot of times you can't call ahead, like in June, and want to book it for December. So the trick is you have to just kind of call a couple weeks before, see if there's openings. So what I've told many of our repeated respite people is to have 2 or 3 places in mind that you like for respite, and you can feel free to go and get a tour. They love when you come and have a tour, and you say to them, I want to set up for when I go away that my loved one can come for a respite. And they're fine with that. And then if you have 3 places, then when you want to plan a trip and it gets closer, you'll probably be able to make that happen. But that's the one little obstacle. I'll talk, how am I doing time, okay? Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit too about the cost. Assisted living is private pay. Assisted living is different than the skilled nursing and rehab portion of payment. A lot of people think assisted living is Medicaid, and that's not true. Assisted living is private pay, or Medicare. Medicare does not pay for assisted living. But however, there are some specialties that programs that can help pay for assisted living, that Denise will probably go over a little more. But one is the community diversion. That's a program where you actually do apply for Medicaid, but you have to be qualified financially and physically. And then also the veterans. Veterans benefits for assisted living is wonderful. And that's something that Denise can also, her company helps with a lot. But the veterans, there's a lot of help out there for veterans for assisted living. So if you are a veteran, that's something you can make a call to and find out more about. But those are good programs to have, to know about. But the average cost of assisted living is really now anywhere from $2,500 is very low, but you can still find that up to about $5,000 a month. There's different types of assisted living. There's the type that you go in and you pay a big community fee, a big fee, and then you also pay your month rent. And then it's called a buy-in, where you actually are kind of buying an apartment there. And then you have the others, assisted living, like myself, that is where it's a month-to-month agreement. So you do a small community fee of $2,000 versus $250,000, and you do a month-to-month. And so if you decide, you know what, I don't like this isn't for me, then you just give a 35, 45-day notice in writing. So those are the two types. You can do the buy-in or the month-to-month. Most places will charge a community fee, and most places will charge a security deposit. So there are usually extra fees. There's also what's called in our business care levels. That's where you're going to use, you have your apartment rate, and then you have your levels of care. So a lot of places you'll pay for your apartment, and then if you're needing personal care, say you're needing showering assistance, dressing assistance, reminders, walking assistance, incontinence care, any of those things, those usually go into the personal care, the medication management. So those are extra costs that you might hear. There's some words you're going to hear too when you go into assisted living. One is called an 1823, and that is a form that your doctor has to fill out that says that you are appropriate for assisted living. And on that form, that doctor is going to specify, can this person take their own medications? If the doctor says you can, you can. But if the doctor says you can't, then you can't. So just so you know, a lot of people want to continue taking their medications, but if a doctor says it's in your best interest for the community to do your medications and it's on that legal form, then the community has to do your medications. So that's kind of how that works. A lot of communities now are going to med techs. You'll hear that word too. Med techs are care associates who have taken an extra class, and they are able to give the medication. But the nurse oversees it, but the medication will be given by the med tech. I'm sorry, I run over a lot, so I'm trying to check my time. Okay, and then we also have some obstacles that people always say about assisted living. One is that the apartment is too small. How can I go from this big house into this small apartment? I can tell you one thing, a lot of people, after they move into an assisted living, they don't even talk about their big house anymore. What happens is you have your private space, which is your apartment, but then you're using the rest of the community as your home. And that is, it doesn't feel confining, and they say it's so nice because this is all I need. And that's what they tell me after they've moved in, because I always ask them, because that's always an obstacle at first. And of course it's that, they don't want to leave their home, which I understand, but then this becomes your home. So it really does, if it's the right place for you, it does become your home, and that's what I want to stress. It's got to be the right place for you, where you feel comfortable. And the other thing is loss of independence. That is farthest from the truth. Assisted living does not take away your independence. Assisted living helps you keep independent longer by giving you tools that make your life a little easier. And you take that stress away, and it was very helpful in keeping you going stronger and longer. So, anyway, so that's what I wanted to say. I just want to say that assisted living really is a good option for keeping people safe and happy and loved and have a good time. It's a new life, but don't be afraid of it.